Hello, my name is Jim Moore. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe and check out the channel for additional meditation videos. The goal of creating yoga videos on YouTube for me was driven by the aspiration to provide illumination for others who are in deep personal crisis, perhaps like I was. Yoga is a spiritual journey towards deepening your personal relationship with yourself. To share my personal path to find relief from acute stress, towards calmness of mind, fitness of body, and an inspired meaning in life through the moving meditation of a yoga practice. This approach to intentionally changing your emotional habits through the practice of yoga came to being through a personal journey of about 800 yoga classes in a 2-year period. Through my struggle to overcome a profound personal trauma, I turned to the work of Joe Dispenza as a daily companion to my regular yoga practice. Understanding my ability to change my own brain, I began an intensive journey of applying the science of neuroplasticity with a better understanding of the chemistry and the hormonal centers that carry our emotional habits. I learned that intentional meditation can measurably reshape unhealthy emotional habits from trauma, from loss, from addiction, from lifelong habits of anger or guilt or overachieving or any other unhealthy behavior. The meditations that follow will help you experience immediate relief, and they will provide cumulative benefits that will reveal themselves in the most beautiful ways. Together with science and yoga, I slowly crafted a self-guided meditation routine to help me maximize the benefits that yoga provides. I use it today in every yoga practice to intentionally and repetitively guide, shape, and practice the new emotional habits of my own personal transformation. You may understand that your thoughts have a profound effect on your personal reality, but you may find that it is difficult, if not impossible, to think of a positive future while mired in negative feelings like fear, guilt, unworthiness, or remorse. It may be intuitive to understand that our solutions can only be found while our brain is in a state of better feeling thoughts. Yet we may be unable to state specifically how we can change our brain state. This YouTube channel provides such a path, and it includes practical meditations to help yoga instructors and individual practitioners take these theories and apply them to release normal daily stress and even heal from acute post-traumatic stress disorder, no matter what the trauma. All of us have experienced traumatic stress at some point in our lives. we experience loss, we experience unwanted changes, we experience difficulty. And our brains are genetically wired to respond to these stimuli with the stress response. When we experience a traumatic event, our brain literally rewires, and even our genetic expression changes to prepare the body for emergency. A crisis event in our life may not be immediately damaging, but thinking about that trauma over and over and over again will have the effect of reinforcing networks of neural connections, thus magnifying the negative aspects of the crisis into various forms of post-traumatic stress disorder, which in some cases can take considerable time and effort to treat. This YouTube channel is a practical application of the science of how the brain and how the emotions work, so we can make a conscious choice and apply our intention to specifically unwire these stress reflexes. Many of us deal with depression and anxiety. At some point in our lives, we experience despair. We may get caught up in a negative cycle of fear and doubt, and it can become a chronic condition of thinking of the worst case scenarios, replaying regrets from the past, in the cycle of self-depreciation or self-chastising thoughts. This negative emotional state can be identified as high beta in brain scans. While our brain is in high beta brain state, we can only access the primitive fight or flight emotions from our deeper brain. While in this brain state, we feel more comfortable repeating negative scenes than if we practice scenes of success. When we are stressed, the negative conversation seems like the truth, and the imagined scenes of success are lies you are telling yourself. But by the end of an effective yoga class, you will have moved your brain from high beta brain state into a low beta, or maybe even an alpha brain state, and you'll find that your world view has changed dramatically as well, which demonstrates that you have the power to change your brain state. Remember, the brain cannot distinguish between a real event and something that is vividly imagined. This includes the bad habit of recalling past trauma and the better habit of imagining a potential positive future. The first habit will have the effect of strengthening neural patterns of stress, while the second thought habit will form new and happier connections. That is, your thoughts can create measurable physical changes in your brain. Through conscious choice or by default, we are always reconditioning our mind and shaping it. The brain has a natural ability to form and reorganize synaptic connections in response to learning, and new neural connections can be created even from imagined experiences, as the neuroscientist Alberto Pascal-Leon from Harvard Medical School demonstrated with his practicing the piano exercise. We'll talk more about that exercise in future episodes. The human mind can imagine things so vividly that the brain responds as though the imagined is actually real. For example, we can sit in an empty room and choose a troubling thought, feel negative emotions, just through selecting that thought. We can also imagine a better future and feel uplifted emotions, just through thought alone. If we are to maximize the benefit of yoga practice, we can take advantage of the post-workout relaxation by intentionally practicing thoughts. Imagine circumstances of future memories that we desire. And with our thought alone, we can begin to retrain our body and our emotional centers into a better feeling, healthier loop of thinking. At first, a general mantra may extend the calm experience after yoga. Repeating generalized positive intentions while taking deep, slow breaths can be a powerful way to interrupt the habit of returning to negative memories of yesterday. And to postpone the negative anticipations of future events that may be tied to past negative experiences. Try repeating this. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be peaceful. By repeating this mantra, you will begin to build the intention that the meditative feeling of a yoga class can be carried forward into the rest of the day. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be peaceful. Just as repeated yoga practice will slowly condition the body to become stronger and more flexible, eventually permitting more rigorous poses to be expressed. Repeating simple mental practice of better feeling thoughts will eventually permit more detailed mental movies that will generate more specific and more vivid emotions. Until next time, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be peaceful.